Short-term pain, long-term gain for CNMI consumers and businesses? An undersea fiber optic cable that was damaged in July may have knocked out communications to Saipan for a time, but it may also have sparked moves within the telecom industry that could double, if not triple, the CNMI's capacity for digital data, which includes telephone, internet, and private data. Incumbent local exchange carrier IT&E owns the lone cable serving the CNMI. CEO Jim Olerking says the company is now working to double the cable's capacity, but also to increase redundant systems to avoid a repeat of the crippling blackout.
We're also doubling our microwave capacity to make sure we have all the life safety services, police, fire, government services automatically backed up on our microwave. So we're also evaluating other technologies, possibly satellite, to increase capabilities. So if there did happen to be another issue with the cable, business would be able to go on as usual, and we'd have enough capacity for normal operations while we did any repairs.
Meanwhile, rival telecom company Docomo Pacific has announced it's working on plans for a new fiber optic cable between Guam and Saipan, citing what it says is the need for increased connectivity and lower cost bandwidth. Docomo Pacific CEO Jonathan Kriegel.
And we believe that if there was more capacity at lower prices, that there would be a richer range of service offerings and at a lower price. And that if that happened, both for consumers and for businesses, government agencies, we believe that all of those would consume more. Therefore, providing that opportunity to have a return on investment on the cable.
Docomo's plans were bolstered by recent and very public support from CNMI government leaders. The House and Senate both passed resolutions calling on the Enos administration to assist Docomo with the application and processing of the cable project.
So the government of the CNMI, the governor and his administration, and the legislature have been incredibly supportive. Really, at their initiative, they have sought alternative solutions for the people of the CNMI. It's great encouragement for Docomo Pacific, and we are trying to react and respond to this support from the government of the CNMI by accelerating our efforts on this project.
We've been a long-term resident and business partner in Saipan, and we will continue to be, both with the government and all the residents of Saipan. And from their perspective, I can understand if more people, it's always been an open market for anyone else to come in, and it always will be. So I don't think there's particularly any downside for the government to invite more people in. We've had discussions ongoing with Docomo, and we were aware of their plans that they've been considering, and the fact that they're, continuing down those lines really is not particularly surprising to us.
Another reason, says Docomo, is that IT&E's cable is nearly 20 years old, and Docomo says most experts estimate the life of a typical undersea cable is 25 years, so a new cable is inevitable. But IT&E disputes the claim, saying because of the short distance between Guam and the CNMI, it operates an unrepeated cable system. And IT&E says the life expectancy of that sort of cable is more like 50 years. Docomo, meanwhile, also believes there is enough pent-up demand to justify another cable.
There's a clear business case for an investment of this extra capacity to Saipan. You have a growing tourism industry, businesses, schools, hospitals. It's quite clear where the demand comes from. It's obviously much more difficult on Tinian and Rota, and so that's one of the issues that we're doing a lot of work on at the moment, is to understand how that business case comes together, and it may require some government support, either from the CNMI government or possibly from the federal government.
Meanwhile, IT&E's Olerking says his company is also upgrading its system, despite or perhaps because of the competition.
We're doing other things on, we've got a $16 million on-island fiber optic installation we're in progress on. So we're proceeding out with our plans, and I think Docomo is going to proceed with their plans.
Docomo's Kriegel estimates the cost of a new undersea cable from Guam to Saipan will be in the 8-digit range and will take about 2 years to complete.
So we're working as quickly as we can to try and get to a stage where we could make a final decision about an investment. I would say that's something that's happening in a matter of months, not in a matter of weeks, but it's a short period of time. And in terms of the project, typically a project like this would take 18 to 24 months. It could take longer depending on the amount of permitting that's required. The actual time it takes to construct the cable, to actually have a cable ship come and lay the cable, is very short, measured in a number of a very few weeks. The really lengthy process is all the permitting.
Kriegel says Docomo will likely look for a partner to help pay for the cable project. But despite all the planning, Kriegel says the cable project is far from a done deal. In fact, he says the odds of completing such a project are surprisingly low.
The degree of complexity in the permitting and financing for projects like this, you will very often, people say in the industry that for every 100 submarine cable projects that are announced, 1 or 2 actually get built. And I think that's important to keep in mind.
For KUM's Business Matters, I'm Nestor Lecanto.